Morning.
Morning.
Right.
I can't see him. I'm respectful.
So we are live. Hey guys. What's going on in the world today? Oh, well, you know what? I can't seem to find all of our our fancy stuff.
When a girl bounces up, eh?
I know that. Ooh. Did it work? Fancy. Sorry. I get excited. Hey Quest, what's going on? I'm gonna find a little bit of music for you guys. We're just gonna wait for some people to get in here. So today we are talking about social media versus everybody. We're going to keep switching things up until we find a way that we like, that works for...
If you are not currently using YouTube at...
YouTube is being disrespectful, so that's cool.
Gotta love mornings.
Right? There we go. That's what we wanted.
There we go. We missed you guys last week. I hope everybody had a wonderful July 1st Canada Day for those that celebrated Canada Day. In Canada, for those outside of Canada, I'm sorry that you missed us. We missed you too, but we're back. Ready to chit chat, talk, and tell. Sometimes she talks.
Sometimes she tells. So if you guys know anybody that does social media, invite them for the conversation. We would love to know what they think.
Whether it's content, marketing, hey, photographers, videographers, where are you at? I know you guys like doing content. Get up on here.
You right?
It's just me. That's all. I don't know. I wanted my tills.
Morning. I'm going to try to wave at everybody as you guys come in here. It might be a little difficult today, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to step out the seats.
Make sure you share the live, guys. Let's get more people in here. Yeah, lipstick on my teeth. Yeah. I don't think there's a way to share it.
Thank you. I was just...
Where's the regulars? I like listening to the music and watching the countdown go down at the same time. It's kind of fun.
I'm like, how do you mind?
Huh?
Look at the difference in cameras.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Love an easy morning, huh?
Well, that was nice.
Yeah. Oh, we're counting down. Are we ready?
I love how it goes, ooh, right after you said it.
Love it. Pay attention to me, music.
Right? Fantastic.
Fantastic. Fantastic. For all those panas out there, they get it.
It's true. It's true. Let's see here. Okay. All right, beautiful people. Oh, it restarts itself. That's hilarious. So let's exit out. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Talking Town.
Morning, guys.
Myself and Michelle.
Our 5-minute countdown's done.
That's it.
Straight to business.
That's it.
Hi, morning. How's everybody doing out there?
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm hot. I'm tired. I don't know if anybody else is going through it, but you know, I guess this COVID quarantine / I can't do anything. Half everything is open. Not sure what to do. Is got people on social media just scrolling their lives away, and the amount of stuff that's on there is like sucking me dry.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is feeling like that. I don't know what to watch. I don't know what to look at. I feel like content is starting to just get splashy. Is that a word?
Splashy? It
You
can
like
be
that?
today. I like it.
Splashy?
Makes me want to go swimming.
Anybody got a pool out there? Give me some waves. I'll be over.
Send the invite.
This is only
What
an
about
hour.
Me.
12:05.
Will be
12:05.
over. She's selfish.
Isn't this crazy? Like,
Anyways.
we didn't talk. We're just all about stripes. That's it.
That's called synergy. Everything lines up. So today, guys, we are talking about social media versus everybody. Normally I have like a really cute little thing to pop up on a screen for you, but yeah, it's just not there today. So
Which is fine.
it's fine.
We're enough.
Yeah. We're more than enough. But it's a very interesting topic for me personally today, because I feel like since because I have a list now, since this whole coronavirus, quarantine business has started, I feel like social media has drastically shifted.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Keeping up is like.
Hey,
holy smokes.
Vontae. Yeah, so everybody's
What?
going live, I feel like in terms of the kind of content that is being posted, there is a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more news than there was before. I feel like people are now taking to social media as their primary source. Whether or not that's a good thing, I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah. 'Cause
But
there's a lot of misguided facts.
that's fake news.
And everybody's hopped up on emotion and opinions right now and spitting fire all your opinions and emotions, and I don't know. I'm feeling like it's not even positive. It's not even all positive. It's a lot of thought-provoking / negative. Not complete negative, but more thought-provoking that's got you in your feelings
And
a lot.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which is good, because that's needed right now, right?
Well, it's interesting that you're saying that. I'm talking about from an energetic standpoint. I find that the world right now is kind of like on a purge.
Okay.
Like
Trolling.
COVID did a really good job on that purge, and then it kind of leaked into social, I guess the way we are socially interacting.
Okay.
Now with, the increase and upheaval of systemic racism and everything that kind of comes into play about that, the way people feel about themselves,
Yeah.
supporting businesses, small businesses, the livelihood of everybody, and the way they're going to move throughout this. So the world's kind of like in this hot energy space, and now is just trying to kind of figure out what to do with it and purge it. And so feelings, I guess we have to be in your feelings. Yeah, you have to be in your feelings a little bit.
Got everybody out here like Drake.
Yeah, energy is making you like really think about a lot of things. At least I'm feeling that way. I don't know
agree.
about everybody else. And so it's kind of being demonstrated on social media because that is the way people communicate.
Yes.
So
I feel like social media was already a very judgmental space.
Yeah.
And even more like now, I feel like it's hyper judgmental.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, guilt that's flying around left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And I don't really necessarily think it's a good thing that guilt has become such a motivating factor as to how people post and what people post.
Well, it's interesting that we're using the word guilt because I've chosen maybe about a year and a half ago to stop feeling guilty about things because I was told that guilt is just a reflection of somebody else's emotions. And so I was like, I don't want that. I have my own, right? So I do everything I possibly can to like cognizantly in my mind not feel guilty about a thing and realize there's other emotions I can take on other than guilt.
Better ones that feel better too.
Yeah, so I'm really careful about what I put on social media. We have 2 pages, obviously. Kerry-Ann has her own, I have my own, and then we have the hooks. And so I don't know if anybody here on this live right now has a business, is an artist in the industry, and then maybe has their own page, or they combine their pages together. That can get really sticky. Because we had this conversation about when everything was starting to pop up. It was like, okay, so how did we want the hook to demonstrate what was happening online? Is that fair for our business to take a political and emotional approach on that versus how we feel personally?
Right.
So I don't know.
That's definitely been a fine line that we've always treaded. And we've had countless discussions about it. How much of our personal do we put into the business content and vice versa? I find, especially on my personal account these days, it's really difficult just to find the motivation to post, period. Yeah. I post a lot of my stories, as some of you guys have seen. But I don't post so much on the feed anymore.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, and I don't know, I'm not quite sure why.
I'm a feed person, not a story person.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
But you've been getting better at your stories.
Thank you.
Like, I really enjoy, I don't know if you guys have seen Misha's stories lately, but like, I can't really start my day.
This morning. I woke up late.
So did I.
But there will be.
But like, I feel like there's certain accounts, yours inclusive, that the day doesn't really start unless I clear the stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have to introduce a new day.
Yeah.
And then start fresh.
Right. And the stories are a little bit more casual as well. You post whatever there and know it's gone in 24 hours. And I feel like that's part of my hold up in posting on my feed. I feel like I have to be so strategic and so calculating and really plan out and put a lot of thought into what goes on that feed. And it's just like hours later, it hasn't been posted.
How many people are spending like way too long posting right now? Like, is that a thing? Like, why is captions and content consuming our lives? Or at least mine. Halfway through a caption, I'm like, I gotta tap out. I need something to drink.
Right? Never mind when we get to the hashtags.
The funny thing is, hashtags are easier for me.
Really?
Hashtags are easy. Captions are like...
Now, see, I'm the opposite. Captions are easy for me, so maybe we should just like tag team our posts.
Maybe.
I love it. Vontae says the same. He finds himself deleting posts a lot. Yeah, but you know what? I fully support deleting posts because it also helps people. It helps train your audience to know that they gotta tune in, otherwise they might miss some good stuff.
Okay, so my question here is how to balance what you have. Because I don't know if anybody, as far as content, so let me be more specific. I find a lot of people are kind of like piggybacking off other people's content, which may be their opinion, maybe they're piggybacking and it reads well, but does it stand for what you believe? Do you think that you should be expressing that to the world? I don't know, like how much do you hold back? How much do you kind of like just put out there?
Gotcha.
I think I'm interested.
It's a lot easier to piggyback off of other people's content because they've already done the work for you. And if you do, I mean, I would hope that you're not posting something that you don't agree with the opinion of, you know?
I'm
Unless it's
because
for conversational
I'm
purposes.
so careful with it. Like, I'm almost too careful with what I put. Even if I feel strongly about it and it has a one-sided opinion, I actually don't post. I won't post a one-sided feeling.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, so if it has to do with a political stance, or even a social mindset, like when I say social mindset, I mean like the way society is moving.
Okay.
Because I know nothing lasts forever, and society is very finicky, I don't really like to post things like that. Even if I personally feel strongly about that, I think I care too much about, and maybe it's too much, maybe that's the word I'm using, but I care too much about my audience. I may feel a particular way, but I don't feel like it's right for me to push that on somebody else. So as far as my political, because if anybody knows me, I'm telling you, you put me at a table to talk about politics, I'm there for hours.
It's true.
I love news. I love it. I can tell you what happened in Gaza. I can tell you everything. But I don't share that.
Right.
I want to be able to express what I actually want the world to enjoy. So I'm really particular about positivity and how to use your energy and how to uplift yourself and personal development, because what happens in the world is going to happen, but how you deal with it is what is the reaction I'm kind of want to feedback.
Okay. Absolutely.
Versus just taking it all in and then, you know,
and then who done it? Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It makes a lot, like, super duper sense, because I'm using great words today, right, guys? Because of also who you are outside of the business and what you do.
Yeah.
Read to like spiritual energy and cleansing and that
I
positive reinforcing.
That definitely is my foundational motivation. But I won't lie to you. There are times I'm like, ooh, I want to send this out. I just really want to send it out.
I almost want to challenge you to do it. Come on, do it. I'm such an instigator.
You know me. I'm really, I have a very strong opinion about things. And I was on the debate team in school, so let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I'll fight you. I'll fight you verbally. I'm super good at debates. I'm just passionate, though.
Yeah.
I respect everybody's opinion. It's just, that's the point of a debate. Let's get passionate. Let's put our points out on the table and let's go. I've never ever felt, for me, that social media is a place I want to debate.
Okay. I want to put a pin in that, and let's come back to that.
Okay.
I want to bring Vontae in here.
Hey, yeah.
Vontae.
Mr. Vontae.
He's been coming with the great comments.
Yeah.
So I figured it's just easier. Let's just talk to him.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Nice to see your face.
Yeah.
Early in the morning. Good morning.
I know, right?
Isn't that funny? It's like almost noon.
Yeah, I guess that's so.
Our creatives are like 12. I just got up.
I had to drive my wife to work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Sorry, buddy.
What a good hubby.
Yeah. Oh,
Well done.
See the difference?
I tried to.
I'm like,
Right. So you know what? Amazing. Since you're here, you actually had a question. How are you updating yourself or informing yourself through social media? I like to watch Shade Room in Hollywood, and then it cut off. Sorry, I don't know what else it said, but yeah, that.
Yes.
Let's talk about.
I think it's important just how we update ourselves. I like the Denzel quote, the viral video he's in, where he's saying, if you watch the news, you're misinformed. But if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed.
Right.
Ooh.
You know? So I guess it all depends where I like Shade Room and I like Hollywood Unlocked and I like Baller Alert because I'm a music head and it keeps me updated in the culture rather than what's really happening outside of the world. And they will post like if something is happening, but that's where I like to get my news from us, like from these websites rather than CNN or Fox News. And I think they're just as important as well, but I just think it's how much you consume yourself.
Absolutely.
So how much of that do you put back out into the world? Like, when you read a thing, and do you believe it strongly? Do you think that that's something that needs to be shared? Like, why, or maybe do you feel it's your responsibility, or is that just content?
I think it's a little bit of both. As an artist in hip hop, and I would say just a hip hop head, I think it's really important to know what's going on in hip hop. Mm-hmm. For me, at all times, I don't know why I feel like that, but I just feel like I just have to, as an artist, have to study that. But at the same time, it's content. I want to know who just put out stuff, or why such and such is beefing with this label, and what's really happening. And, you know, for instance, Lil Wayne and 50 Cent just dropped a podcast. They had an episode. And 50 Cent was just going on a rant. You know, 50 Cent's crazy, but he was dropping like real gems. Like,
yeah. He's a smart guy, man.
Yeah, that's why, like, Shark Tank is another good example, you know, especially when they had Dave and John on there. These are billionaires giving us game for free. Like, I'm watching every single episode, right? Because this is the stuff they teach in their courses, and they're just giving it to us for free, not even thinking that, you know, they're schooling us. So, like, that's where I like to put my time and energy. What about you guys?
I know, right?
I'm personally an absorber of information. I can't even lie to you. I swear to God, if you told me how specifically dolphins talk to each other, I'd be like, get out of here.
And then she would try.
I would. I legit would be at the side of the water going, pee, pee. But
well, dolphins' communication are the best communications in the world.
As far as sonar, yeah. See, I know that. But but I guess I know what goes in must come out. That is something I've absolutely 100% learned. It is nothing you can put inside yourself that will not at some point come out. So I'm really careful with the information I put inside myself, my head, and in my body, to be honest with you. I've kind of refrained off a lot of negative news currently. I'm not afraid of negative news. I just know there's so much of it. I have to be mindful of what goes in, because these are the conversations I end up having with other people. And I don't like spitting negativity. I just don't like feeding it. You give energy to it and it starts to grow bigger. So, personal development, things like that, videos, happy stories, if you will. When it's dark like this, I just feed myself with learning opportunities. That's really it.
Yeah.
Right, but still informing yourself, like, all the stuff that's going on. Like, and it's interesting that you said that what goes in, what must comes out. I want to comment that, you know, that's why, like, you were saying, you both were saying how you don't post much to your post, rather to your story. Same with me, you know. Even in my story, I try to post like positive and uplifting. You know, you go to my story, I hope at least to make you smile. You know,
right?
You know, even when I'm looking at all the news and somebody in Sweden, a zookeeper just got eaten alive by a tiger in the zoo in Sweden.
Kel surprise.
Huh?
Kel surprise. Why won't they learn? Leave those animals alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, when I seen that, I just said to myself, I was like, you know what? I am not for zoos anymore, you know? Like, not to go off tangent, but it's like they not putting us in cages and having, you know, we're all on this earth. God,
are they not? I call it a job. Oops.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a cage. I'm just in there for a particular time frame in some cases, you know what I mean?
Right.
I am. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. When it comes to information, that's my thing. I'm curious now, because you are an artist, how do you balance your content? Because there's some artists that it's just music, everything they're doing, just shove it down people's throats. And then some of it's like, I don't want to see that. What does it have to do with you as an artist?
Hey, Mish, that's a great question. That's a great question. I actually ask that myself a lot, all the time. Yesterday, I don't know, in my stories, I did a to-do list. All the things I was going to do, and the first thing was I wanted to rewrite one of Pop Smoke's songs on his album.
Okay.
The second one was edit a video for Misha's reaction video to Alpha Barbie. Nice. Then the third one was play Roblox with my daughter. Then the fourth was do something nice for wifey. My thing is I have 24 hours of the day to do anything I want, 24 hours a day. You know, I woke up, I'm able to breathe, you know, and I have to appreciate that and be grateful, you know. So I did literally, I rewrote the song, I edited the video, and I played Roblox with my daughter before 2 o'clock. Nice. Before 2 o'clock even hit. Nice. So like I wrote a song, I edited a video, and I can put that out anytime I want to. And I could have did the same thing today. Another song, another video. Mm-hmm. So it's just sitting my ass down and focusing, you know.
Absolutely.
Next question to that then. Here we go. In terms of that content then, your audience, what do they like more? The stuff you do with music or the stuff you do with your personal life?
Wow, another great question. That's another question I ask myself a lot. I have all of my friends and family and supporters, they're all different. So the reason why maybe someone rocks with me is because they seen me on an interview and I did a freestyle on top of the dome and they were given random words and they liked me specifically for that. Then they go check my YouTube and they see that I'm doing family vlogs and I also have music videos and I also do interviews. Then they go to my Instagram and they see I have a podcast and I'm doing Purple Haze in the morning and Purple Haze at night and these Purple Haze mini vlogs. And then they're like, I think I just like him. You know, I like who he is and what he represents.
Love that.
That makes it easier for anything that I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like that. My history as far as my guess how my life has gone, I spent just over, believe it or not, I spent over 20 years in sales and finance.
Wow.
Right? And one thing that I have learned, and they were all for Fortune 500 companies.
Wow.
Every last one of those companies will tell you when it comes to proper sales, to proper connection, people buy from who they like. The end. Which is why, like, even if you go, like, if you work for Belcana, for example, in the training, they will tell you anybody, actually, and this is a Walt Disney training, people have determined that they like you on the phone within 3 seconds of the way you said hello.
Yep.
So that tells you so much. If somebody can relate to you as a person, not just your music, not your like as a person, as a human being, everything else tends to follow.
Absolutely. Right. They buy into you before they buy into anything that you're selling.
And I think, Kerry-Ann, you hit it on the nail. I think earlier we were talking about just personal development. I think that's key in anything you want to do. Any field, any study. If you work on yourself and I was just talking to my little brother today. He's just turned 24. And I said, you got to learn to love yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you have to get to know yourself and then work on the parts that you don't like.
Correct.
In order to love yourself even more.
Correct.
Yeah.
And once you do that, bro, you're going to start winning and excelling in anything and everything that you want to do.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. As long as you always working on yourself and you are I don't want to say a good person, but you try, you know, you try your best. That's all that matters, you know?
Yeah. Facts. Go ahead.
You know, it was interesting. I really, really love that. I'm interested to know how many people express that on their social media. Express that, what you just said, like on their because it's so crazy. If I put something stupid and petty, my likes, the analytics, they shoot right up. But as soon as I put something fluffy and nice and something that I've taken in to exert out, it's like, yeah. So what is the world looking for? You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really loving this conversation. I'm getting goosebumps. Because it wasn't till recently, right? Like you said, I can post maybe a music video where, you know, I spent maybe $500. It looks nice, aesthetics, lights, rather than maybe posting a picture, just maybe a picture of my family. You know, the music video might get more likes or views or versus even just a picture of me promoting my podcast, you know. Matter of fact, when I post my podcast, I don't get as much, you know, engagements on anything else I post. But I, at the same time, I have to be comfortable with that. You know, I have to be comfortable with any numbers that, you know, my friends and supporter gives me. Number one, it lets me know where I have room to grow. And I can only be grateful for that, you know, and then be grateful for the people that's already tuning in, you know, even if it's one or half a person, you know, be grateful for that one, because that one can turn to two and that two can turn to four if you play it right, you know.
Facts. And that being said, thank you to everybody who is tuned in right now with us or who has passed through. We appreciate you. Your energy means a lot, especially at, well, it's not lunchtime, but we know that people that have things to do.
Shout out to T. Fanny. I watched her spit not too long ago. She's dope. I like her energy. But she said something cool. It's easier to type something negative. Yeah. Charlamagne, the guy that hit it right on the nail when he said, people will not listen to the truth if the lie is more entertaining.
Agreed.
So the negativity is way more entertaining than the positivity.
It's crazy.
It's crazy how you can even engage more into the negativity rather than the positive.
Yeah. And this is where the world is right now. So, you know, I don't know. It makes for great, it makes for content. Now, I shouldn't say great content, but it makes for content. And sometimes that's all people are looking for, just to be relevant, just to be available on somebody's feed as they scroll through. But especially if, like, for the artists that are on here, for anybody that's got their own business, small business owners, entrepreneurs, anybody that's on here, there is a responsibility to your craft. There's a responsibility to your business and to your morals and your standards, I think, and not succumb to the numbers at the top of the bar that says followers. So,
and I mean, we also have a responsibility to ourselves, right? Like you were saying before.
I hope so. I hope that's the whole point. Like, that should be the foundation. What are you doing? Why lie?
It's not
in front of the screen. I've met way too many people that in person that when I shook their hand and had that conversation, right? And I know why you lean in, girl. I know why you're leaning. And you look at their social media and you're like, you're not the same person. Who are you?
I think another part of that also, like when you have those people, like, and it's hard sometimes because sometimes you know their heart, but they revert back, right? Like I had
what reason and for who? That's my point. Everybody has an audience. I've always said, like, it's funny, you know, because I think artists have this thing about they want the world to see them.
Everybody needs to like me.
Everybody, and that's a strong word. Everybody's a strong word. There are 8 billion people on Earth. If you get 1% of them,
you're laughing.
You've gone gold. You've gone platinum a couple times. Like, what am I missing? So find your audience. You know, speak to the things that you truly love. Speak to the things that mean something to you, because there are other people out there that feel the exact same way. Find them. They're the buyers. They're your super fans. They're the ones that will like you because you share something in common. So all this fake stuff is like, it's mind-blowing to me. And
to add on to that, when you're trying to find that audience, or if you know that audience where you want to reach, it's going to take a while for that even 1% to look for you or to find you, or to, even when they follow you, they might not become a fan right away. It's all up to you, you know?
Right. So that's the development, though.
Personal development, yes.
How dare you get 1 million followers in one day? How dare you? You better work for it.
But here's the thing. Getting the followers these days is not as difficult as it is keeping them. Right? And the place where most people falter when it comes to social media is A, consistency, and B, authenticity. That thing that made them go viral, let's say, you know, and their followers shot up in a day, 2 days, or whatever. Maybe that's not something that they normally post. It could
Right.
not. It could be something not even related to who they are as a person or an artist or whatever it is. Period. They could have just got lucky.
So it's hard to be consistent.
Exactly. So let's say we got up to hundreds of thousands of people who all of a sudden just decided to follow us because of one viral post that we posted, and then they check back tomorrow and it's not the same kind of content, and then they check back tomorrow the day after that and it's not the same kind of content. I mean, people will only continue following somebody and engaging in their content if it's the kind of content that they actually want to see.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't that giving people low self-esteem now?
but if you remember how you say you're very strategic and you put a lot of thought into what you post.
I do.
It makes it authentic to who you are as a person.
It's true.
Exactly. So you don't have a problem with consistency because the stuff that you're always posting is authentic to who you are.
Sure.
So, I mean, there shouldn't be any low self-esteem there because this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Those who will continue to follow will do so because they actually like you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to steer this. I'm going to steer this now because Kerry-Ann is exceptionally well-versed when it comes to branding.
Oh, thanks.
So how do you turn that as part of your brand?
So this is definitely a conversation for another day because we have a whole topic on branding, but
The setup.
The common misconception about branding is that your brand is your logo or your brand is, like the graphics that you post, where really branding and your brand is your reputation and the things that people say and think and feel about you when you're not in the room. So your logo, your website, the things that you post are all contributing factors that make up your brand and your branding. So making sure that all of those little elements are cohesive and make sense with each other is super, super important, because the last thing that you want is to have a really, high quality music video and then your promotional images are trash, right?
Wow.
That's inconsistency in quality, and inconsistencies in turn translate to a lack of credibility. And
are you sure this is a topic for another day?
I know, right?
Wow.
Go ahead, girl. I'll just slide.
Spitting over there.
So the last thing that I will say on this topic is if your inconsistencies, because we have to, social media, if your inconsistencies equate to you being discredit you, part of social media is trust. So if I can't trust that, I'm going to consistently get the same kind of thing, then I might not really like you as much as I thought I would.
Or feel that you're trustworthy.
Trustworthy. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. So it's social media in big part is about training your audience, right? The things that you put out and when you put them out, how you put them out, the frequency, it all contributes to habits. Social media is a habit.
Whoa.
Yeah. Give us a second here.
Wow.
Damn, man.
Let me scroll back to some of these
You
comments.
see, yeah. I shut up when we get into this thing. I've learned a lot from her and read to that. I'm just kind of like, wee, this was me today, but that's agreed. Hey, you know what, Vontae, before you say something, I'm excited to, let me ask you a real put on the spot question.
Oh, what's that?
Express or tell us what your brand is.
My brand is Purple Haze Nation. My slogan is that we are all kings. And I recently added that we are all queens as well. So we're all kings and queens.
Love it.
The reason why I did Purple Haze Nation is because I feel like, if we're a nation and we're all kings and queens, there's a certain level of respect that we should have with one another. So and also it's just royalty that comes with being kings and queens. You're helping others. You're not just looking down, because when you're a king and queen, people need to come to you. You have to be that mentor. You have that responsibility. You want that responsibility. You embrace it. So I think that would be, and you work for it. You work for that crown. You don't just wear it. So I think that would be my brand.
I like that. Well
Very
done,
nice.
sir, and good luck.
I just made my website too.
Yeah, that's consistency, and to be that person is phenomenal. absolutely phenomenal. And to even allow others to see that they themselves can be kings and queens through your role modelness. Is that a word? I'm going to use it. I totally support. I totally support. And thank you. Thank you. We need that in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's some good energy.
I appreciate
Namaste.
it.
Yeah.
Namaste. Thank you.
I
Do you have other questions for us?
Well, I got one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to unpack everything Miss Kerry said. So, so I guess that's why I make a lot of content. You know, if you come to my page, I don't want you to leave. You know what I mean? So if you come to my Instagram, you can see that I have music, or you can look on my IGTV. You can see the music videos. I have series of music videos, podcasts, Purple Haze in the Morning, or you go to my YouTube. I got gaming videos.
Nice.
Oh no! There we go. Somebody called.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. So I just want people, like, when they come to our page, look, you know, one view turns into another view. Hopefully, you watch something and something else gravitates you. You know. Yeah. So I try to do a lot of things in my content that, you know, that's specifically to me. You know.
That's very good.
Oh,
so
Dr.
actually,
Mason.
Before you go, I asked this question in the chat. I don't know if you saw it, but how, if at all, have you felt that social media has changed since this whole COVID-19 situation?
Yo, I'm gonna have to come back every Wednesday? Every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
Another great question. All right, so okay, here's my final answer. Last thing I'm gonna say is, this is gonna sound crazy. That's why I'm taking a pause. The internet itself didn't change. It's the same internet we've been using. It's the same apps. It's the same everything. We in the same crib using the same Wi-Fi, right?
Right.
So I think what's changed is we seen who was real, we seen who was not, we seen who was faking the funk, because whoever was already excelling on the internet is really now excelling, because people that are staying home who was already watching that content is really now watching that content, because now, you know, people are unemployed, people are quarantined, people are staying home. So now they're looking to things that they can embrace and they can pacify. And you got people that was already knowing how to edit videos, knowing how to mix their own stuff. And then you have paying people to do their own stuff. And now people don't, you know, so I just think the people excelled, and there's people that, you know, decline. And now we can decipher what we really love and what we really don't like.
I love it.
Yeah, agreed.
What is that? The cream floating to the top?
Yeah. So I want to say thank you for letting me come through. It's been an honor. I'm a fan. I'm hooked now. I'm coming through every Wednesday. I got notifications on. That's how I know everything.
Vontae,
yes.
I want to speak to you. You and I have some things to talk about.
Yes. Okay.
Don't worry, you're not in trouble.
I'm orbiting around that energy right there. Let's go.
I like it.
Oh,
and we're done. Okay.
Thank you, Vontae. We totally appreciate you coming on live with us and chit-chatting.
Yeah.
So we have 16 minutes left. Is there anybody else that would like to come on the live with us? Is this a conversation that we need to take into the 2-hour mark? Or are we good with this next 15 minutes? You tell us.
Let me know. Let me know. No, stop. I'm not a singer.
You could be. Practice. I believe in you.
No.
This is like
I just, I do your strategies. I'll do this work, the contracts. I'll connect you. I'm not going to be on stage ever. I'll leave that for you.
For those that jumped in late, we are talking about social. She said, please just sing for 15 minutes.
No.
Social media versus everybody. Thoughts on social media today, how it's changed since this whole coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic has started. How do you do social media? Do you have any tips and tricks for the people them?
Talk to us. What are you doing on your page? How are you finding captions? artists out there, how are you balancing between your personal life and your artistry, your music, your business life? How is that happening? Is it unbalanced? What's going on? Talk to us.
And guys, this is open access to us. So if you have any questions about social media, now is the time to get some free advice.
Right?
Giselle, well, you can.
Giselle, stop.
I know,
this
right?
is not a stage.
She's like, but it is. This is fantastic.
Oh, man.
Fanny, do you want to come on with us? Just send a request, guys. Send a request. How do you guys stay focused with TikTok alive?
Ooh, I'm going to leave that with Kerry-Ann. I'm going to be honest with you. I refuse to do TikTok. I'm on social media overload. And I am, like I said, that balance, my life balance for me is so important. So I give my phone as much attention as I possibly want to without forgetting that I have a real life. So TikTok, I have not subscribed to, and I do not watch at all.
TikTok
unless it's on Instagram
is a dangerous rabbit hole.
It's a dangerous
oh my gosh, there is so much content, so much, and the thing is, there is a lot of really great quality content on TikTok. You wouldn't think so, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of fire and a lot of gems. You just have to know how to find it. So finding those accounts that have what you want to digest is really, really important. Otherwise, you're gonna get sucked into a rabbit hole of trash. But using TikTok, ooh, child, let me tell you, if you can get savvy with TikTok editing, you can bank on TikTok.
Honestly, as far as the strategies, when I promote strategies, I totally support TikTok for strategies, especially for pre-saves, music releases, video releases, that type of stuff. Totally support it. But absorbing it,
I mean, and again, it takes your personal discipline to know how to filter yourself and set your boundaries and your limits. But it is a fantastic tool. I would say it also goes back to understanding and learning your audience, right? TikTok is great, but the audience is predominantly younger. There is an older demographic on TikTok. However, you have to do a little bit more work to find them.
That makes sense.
Right?
I could see that.
Excuse me. Yeah, TikTok, I think there's a hashtag that's like TikTok over 40 or something like that. No, TikTok over 40 is lit.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking. It's amazing. But
what are over 40 people doing on TikTok?
Amazing things.
Like?
Fun. Lots of fun. And you know what, though?
You're making me do it, aren't you?
I am.
I just want to see
40. People over 40 on TikTok have a lot of value from a life experience level.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can subscribe to that.
Niche. Very, very niche. Bars. Okay. So I think what we're going to do, because there's about 10 minutes or so left on this, and I definitely want to bring Fanny in, but I know that 10 minutes isn't enough. So I'm going to lock off this live like now, and then we're going to come right back, and then T will bring you into the live then, so that we don't have to worry about getting cut off in the middle of our conversation. But that means that you guys got to come back. Hey, you guys got to come back. Share that live. Hey, you guys got to come back. Hey.
Oh, okay.
I know. I tried. We'll lock in our dance moves. All right, guys. So we'll see you in 2.2. All right. Make sure you come back. If I can end this. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
And we're back.
Hey.
All right. Share the live. Hey, guys. Thank you for joining with us for part 2 of social media versus everybody. Boom, bam, kaboom.
We should talk about that girl that wilded out on our...
Oh my god, yes! We should! Okay, we're gonna do that. And actually, I'll pull up the... Actually, yeah, you gotta... No. Yeah. We're gonna figure out life in a second. Okay. So make sure y'all share the live. Make sure y'all share the live. Share the love. Share the live.
Share the love.
Hey.
Or share the love.
Share the live. Share the live. Something so. So, guys, we are talking social media versus everybody, how it's changed since COVID-19. You know, how we
systemic racism, just
all of it,
everything. People being at home, just succumbing to the lives.
Yay! We're gonna give you guys a few seconds to share the live to people that you think could contribute to the conversation or could just benefit from the information that we're sharing. We're gonna have T. Fanny on in just a second. And we also want to talk about a recent occurrence on our own social media and touch on a topic that Michelle was talking about in part 1 about not wanting to overly discuss things on social media, not having those, what did you call it? Arguments, if you will?
I guess so. Yeah, you know.
Not like purposefully not trolling with people on social media, because I mean even for me personally it's something that I definitely struggle with sometimes, because there are topics that I feel very passionately about, and I'm just kind of like, no, I need you to hear my opinion. It's important.
It's important.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring in Miss T. Fanny.
Speaking of social.
Yeah, right.
Oh, good morning, Miss T.
Hi.
Hey.
You
ran to the phone, eh?
I know, right? I'm over it right now.
Look, I gotta come back.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love this conversation you guys are having.
Yay.
I always miss this on Wednesday morning, so I'm so happy that I finally caught it.
What time is it now? It's like 10 o'clock by you, I guess?
10 o'clock. Yeah. Look at me trying to set up my phone. I promise I am wearing clothes, guys. We're good.
I was gonna say, our strip episode was like,
it's done. It's done. Sundays, sweetie, Sundays.
Sunday. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic job on strip, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A blessed performer.
Thank you.
I can just say that I love that we have such loyal participants.
It's you guys.
Quante was on Stripped. Both of you guys were on Creator Asylum, and
I saw Giselle.
You guys stay killing the game.
Yeah.
It's you guys though. It's you guys, because you guys are very. You're on your shite. You know what I mean?
Trying, girl.
Yeah. Everything. Even the survey after, I was like, oh, this is like a Fortune 500 company. I like it. Okay.
We want to make sure that you guys are good.
I love it.
I can't tell you. I really, really can't tell you how much that is really primarily our foundation. What you guys create and put out into the world supports such awesome beauty, such conversation, such communication. It is universal. How dare I not support that? You know what I mean? Like, how dare we not support that? That is really where we are at.
That's crazy. I just thank you so much.
So
what to us?
Yeah, social media, girl.
Yes.
Where are you at with it? Are you frustrated? Are you okay with it? Are you happy? Do you have the content you like? Are you struggling with content? Like, what's happening?
Well, currently right now, I'm working on branding. That's why I'm literally over here with my pen and pad writing everything down that y'all are saying. I think that though for me, social media has been a little bit better. Okay. Because I was, you're more able to catch people's attention now. So I think now as long as you're putting out, like, if you can put out some quality, you can catch the attention of some pretty big people. It's almost like back in the day where the A&R reps, they would go to clubs and find actual talent. They don't really do that anymore. They look for streams and stuff. But I mean, I feel like it could go back to that because now they have the means and the time and they're online looking okay, well, let's see what this talent is. Maybe what can I do to get them the followers, as opposed to I'll wait till they get followers, you know?
Right.
So what are you doing, or what do you suggest people should do to get the attention of those people?
I'm trying to, yeah, right? Like, I'm trying to flood content right now. That's like my goal. Is I feel like I don't have enough. Like when I fell in love with an artist, like a famous artist, I would like usually you dive into their, what have they done? What did they do last year? What were they like when they first came out? What are they like now? What's the difference? How have they grown? So yeah, I'm just trying to put a whole bunch of content out there so that hopefully if I do grab somebody, they're like gonna go look through everything I have. But I don't know if that's in line with branding or not. So I'm like rethinking everything.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
A lot of, you know, celebrities, if you will, have been jumping on their IG Live, for example, and just having talent on, like, not contests. Some of them are, it's actually a competition, but just showcases, if you will. So given that, have you been participating in a lot of these showcases or, you know, open mics and so on and so forth? How important do you think things like that are for artists?
I still like to reach out to my level. So like I'm watching these things. Like I see Jessie Reyes, she's really big on that. She'll like showcase her fans and stuff. I think Missy's really big on that right now. But yeah, I don't know. That's such a big me personally, I don't feel like I'm ready for that. Like I feel like if I get that opportunity, it needs to be like I need to blow that person away, right? Okay. So right now, I'm trying to practice. So I'm doing like the open mics and stuff, and but I haven't done any open mics in my city. I've done open mics Baltimore, Toronto, New York, trying to get my name out there as if I'm traveling, because I'm taking advantage of all of you guys to tour online. Oh yeah, I'm on an open mic tour.
You know, it's interesting when everything kind of shut down, and because we were scheduled to do all sorts of things, literally internationally, and you know, and you get the word it's not going to happen, and then so we opted to then create our own streaming platform, as you've taken part on. I said to Kerry-Ann, I said, you know what, this is a venue. We have to worry about sound, lighting. We have to get the stage prepped. We have to have the artists. You know, it's everything about streaming right now is a venue, with the exception of a door for me. And a bar, right?
No, you got the door. You got the door. The door is the request live. You got it.
It is the request live.
Yeah, but there's no.
There's. Well, don't get me started. I'm the monetizer here. I'm really big on making or supporting artists to get paid.
Okay.
And so, for example, like part of one of the workshops that I do the business of song. So I don't want to just talk, I don't always just talk about song. I talk about the various funnels that music goes in, that so you can create your various incomes, streams of income.
Yeah. And
so I'm always focused on making you money, because that's what you want to do. That's your livelihood. It only makes sense. But unfortunately, you don't go to school for that, right? Like, not everybody's willing to give that information out. So the more information you have, the more you can put your music where it belongs. So with streaming, I won't lie, when it went crazy and everybody was on there, I loved it. But I was like sad a little. I was kind of broken, because we're retraining people not to pay.
Okay, yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, you have the tip portal, but it's up to them. It's kind of like having you know, an actual bricks and mortar venue and having the door open and say, hey, pay if you want to, right?
Yeah. Because
you know, they're going straight to the bar.
100%. 100%.
It's already hard enough before getting venues and organizers and promoters to pay for talent to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, which is why so many people opt for paying for free or paying for free food at a restaurant and drinks or whatever at the end of the night. It's like, now, once the world fully opens up again, how we
How do we
justify,
chart that?
justifiably saying, you know what, this is, you have to pay me to perform for 45 minutes to an hour, whereas people are going on live daily,
For
if
free.
you will, for free, paying for hours.
But it'll stop. Hopefully, I think that'll stop. But you know what though too? I feel like we were just trying to move out of anyways, especially out here, doing a whole big movement about support your friends. My friends, I love them, but if I don't buy the ticket to my show for them, then they buy the ticket to my own show. There has to be a ticket. I feel like if you're gonna support your friend, you should support and spend the $10. I have my one girl who she knows that not everybody will buy the tickets, and if I don't, she'll buy 5-6 tickets because she knows everybody needs to be there, but you also need to support. But now, especially with IG Live, yeah, you're right. People have gone back into, well, we're friends, so I shouldn't have to. I'm like, but we're friends, so you should have to.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend told me she's selling face shields, and I was like, she's like, I'm selling them for $50, but for you it's 25. I'm like, no, let me pay the 50. If I'm broke and I can't, and then we can help each other out. But giving your friends discounts is not helping anybody. I don't feel like if you are really gonna even as something simple as, my cousin brought it to me years ago, doing people's hair. That's the biggest thing, and people are gonna hate me for it. But if you're friends or whatever, and your cousins, say if you're trying to practice and you want to do hair, fine, you're doing it for free. If you do hair for a living, I don't feel like you should be doing your friends and family's hair for free, because that's an advantage. You're not supporting your family at that point. You're taking advantage.
Agreed.
So I just lost anybody who does my hair, but no, I'm just joking. Pardon?
No, agree.
That is a great topic, and you know what?
Yeah.
We're just gonna say we agree for now, and we're gonna unpack this another day because that is loaded all on its own.
I love debates. I have regular debates with my friends all the time. I love it. You learn so much, and sometimes perspectives change. I gotta smoke, so I gotta go outside.
But can I say something? It's interesting that you're mentioning this on this live here. You actually did. You mentioned that in the interview session in Stripped.
Oh, I did.
You're very vocal about it through your feed and your stories. Is this part of your brand? That type of support, that community uplift, to really have somebody's back in regards to that, supporting small businesses, if you will. Is that part of your brand, would you say?
You know what? I think I need to study more, because I didn't know that could be part of a brand. I didn't know.
Go ahead.
Please remember.
Remember, your brand is what people think, say, and feel about you when you're not in the room. So it's not just your logo or just the visuals that you put out. Those are contributing factors that will create.
And
I learned
that's really brand. Yeah.
I just learned that.
So put that in your pocket and mull on that a little bit, because that's a really great point Michelle had.
I think I would like that. I would, because my mom is a small business owner. Mm-hmm. And she stayed open through all the days of COVID, laid off everybody, couldn't afford to pay anybody, and just worked by herself. I call her an essential worker. Mm-hmm. But I'm huge for Black-owned businesses, even small-owned businesses owned by females.
As we're talking, Black-owned businesses, small businesses, entrepreneurship. Since coronavirus, COVID has started, I have noticed an influx in promoting small businesses and that kind of thing on social media. And I think it's interesting that, we had to go through a pandemic for people to finally say, hey, drop your link below. I just want to support. I just want to promote people. Now I want to promote people. Big ups.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never noticed that.
And of course, it's happening. It happens in almost a snowball effect, because when a person sees somebody doing it, they're like, oh, that's a great idea. Let me do that too. As if we haven't, you know, some people haven't been promoting other people from the get-go just because.
Yeah.
So you see the same copy and paste blurb on everybody's page. I literally scrolled through Facebook yesterday, and no word of a lie, I went through at least 4 pages, and every single post that I saw was the exact same post. I'm not even joking.
I'm so guilty of that. I'm not even gonna lie. I am so late. Like I'm that person who, if it's like of somebody I know, I will repost it without even watching. I promise I will go back and watch it later. But like, if it's somebody that I know, I'm really bad for that, and I need to fix that, because I want it to be my own words.
I could never repost without watching. No, God, no.
You know what? I get that.
I couldn't do it.
That's good.
It would freak me out, because
You should never.
That's when it's like it starts off amazing, and all of a sudden at the very end they while out.
What's happening?
I can't.
Oh.
I can't.
You know what? Yeah, I need to start watching it, because I'm too trustworthy. Like, even if it's like you guys, or if it's like another artist that I know, I'll just repost it. Yeah. And like use their words and everything. I'm so bad for that. And you're so right, though. It's very annoying.
I'm because I'm a, like, you know, personal development with every single thing. Like, every single thing we do with the and I, you know, my thing, how you do anything is how you do everything. So I will watch something and I will read something straight to the very end, because even if I don't want to, you know why? Because it's teaching me patience and diligence. There's something in forcing yourself to complete a task that will translate in anything and everything, even if it's a post. So I will actually watch the entire video, even if I'm like, oh my God, or I'll read it all. And then I guess I can make that decision, or at least I can feel great about it.
What did you say?
I learned so much.
So much. Like, I hope everybody watching is learning. You guys too. I don't know where I stopped watching the comments, my bad, but shout out to everybody who is hi Nisha.
Yeah.
Hi Rich. Hi.
Yeah, I'm not a quickie. I'm very thorough. I read everything. Like, I mean everything. And sometimes it's a detriment, but I've yet to see that happen. It just takes up my time more than anything else.
I was just going to say that it takes a little bit of extra time, but it keeps you in control of your output.
Yeah.
And I think that's more important, you know, because sometimes if you don't have control of that output, you end up spending more time fixing it after the fact.
So we roll into trolls then? Yeah, let's go. Because that's when people start to like leave comments, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, donkey. Who's you?
Where did you
I don't know you like that. Why are you on my page? Who has the time? You didn't want to read the whole thing, but you had the time to write 2 paragraphs to tell me how you feel.
That's when I get invested, and that's when I read everything and watch everything, so that I don't know why, when I see trolls like that, I love to like come to people's defense and stuff and like get involved. It's so annoying.
So do you come to people's defense as a person, or do you consider the fact that you're an artist and have a particular persona that you also have to adhere to? And will you alleviate that and still go through? Or is your artist's character troll, like that person? You know what I mean?
Okay, so you know in that movie where the Wayans and he comes like, message? Yeah, so that was like that moment for me just now. Because that was like another learning moment. Because I do respond, and sometimes I will forget that I'm responding as T Fanny. But in the past few days, literally, because I've been posting about like trans lives and stuff, and so I've lost a few friends and whatnot. So in stuff like that, I do stand hard as T Fanny on like issues like that, because I'm like, in the future, I don't want anybody in my circle that is around me like that, because if I get to a certain level, I don't want TMZ to be like, oh, Tiffany's not for whatever because my friend said so. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think with stuff like that, but like when I'm like just getting back at people on comments, like on Facebook and Instagram, I do need to be more wary of what I'm saying, because a lot of times it's like Tiffany talking back. Gotcha. But like, I do have to remember T Fanny is actually like a brand.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Would it be more supportive if, for example, you had your own personal page that you could do that, and let's say it's private, but your artist page be open, so it allows you that partition?
Yes, and you said that so nicely too. You could have just been like, "Bitch, have your own personal page and do it."
You also
Yeah,
have to take
I
into
love that.
consideration when doing that you need to decide if you actually want a hard separation between Tiffany and Tiffany.
Yes.
Because, for example, and again, this is a conversation for another day, but
Yeah, because I feel like this is for me right now.
like, for example, me personally, my personal brand and my professional brand they're not one and the same. They're two different like entities, but they work together.
Yeah.
You know, there are many times where people professionally choose that they want to work with me because of who I am personally, right? So for me, there's no need to make that separation because they work really well together. But if you find that your personal and your professional do not work well together and one of the two will not benefit the other,
It comes off fake.
Then you need to separate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I have so many different. I'm schizo, right? I shouldn't say that. You know, sorry for all the people that are actually schizophrenic. But yeah, I just mean yeah, I need to really sit down and figure that part out. Like, I really appreciate that feedback because my music is kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
And I first I still kind of want it to be part of that randomness everywhere, but how to actually put that into a brand and keep it as a brand and not be random, it's going to be a trick, but I think I want to figure it out somehow.
Can I share a tool tip that I do?
Please.
And it was a new tool tip for me, but it wasn't actually for me. It was for an artist that I'm working with. Thanks. I know. Just leave it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's downtown.
Tool tip.
I look like what's the
from
the Christmas movie?
Yeah. Something Sulu.
No, the Grinch.
What? No.
The little girl.
Oh shoot! I see it now. When she sang the song, I saw it.
Okay, back to my tip. So this is what I did for an artist. I created it's in Excel. It was just a sheet where I had type. It was like type. Then I had the picture and then caption. And so I had them upload all their photos in a drive and just sectioned it off, whether it was like video shoots, if it was interviews, and these are folders. So all the videos that they did put in one folder, all the just everyday photos, just content. So this is just content right now.
Yeah.
So you created different folders for the different types of content. If it's just lifestyle there. If it was a photo shoot, photo shoots there. If it was a video shoot, video shoots there. If it's performances there. And then so I took the links and I put them all in the content. We wrote the captions beside each photo. And then beside all of that, we put what it was. Was it lifestyle? Was it music? Was it business and music? Was it family? Like what it represents. Categorizing. And then so once we did that, you can almost identify how much content you have that's related to music, how much content's related to lifestyle, how much content's related to both, something that was a little meaningful, whatever you want to break down the content in. And right now, because we do what is called an 80-20 split. 80% lifestyle, 20% music until she releases music. When she starts to release music, we flip it. 80 music, 20 lifestyle. And then slowly rotate it back. And so with the chart now, we can go back into the hands of time and look at the analytics to see who liked what based on the lifestyle, based on the music, based on family. And so you can get a sensibility of who her audience is on one sheet, what they felt, how they liked it.
Nuggets.
Yeah. how many comments? We don't put the comments, just how many comments. 22 comments today, awesome. 75 likes, awesome. This one only had 5 comments, but this one had 107 likes. Okay, interesting. It's something that you can gauge. Now she's able to now she was able to separate her page because she's a big community advocate. And so because some of that content in her lifestyle was community based and people were really supporting that, she was able to create a community page and still keep her artist page.
So Reader's Digest version, analytics are super important, but you have to set yourself up properly to be able to review and understand and implement, the analytics. Michelle is like a master guru when it comes to information and analytics.
I feel like I should
superpowers.
I feel like I should just spend you $20 or something. Like,
so
this is crazy.
Making sense of that from a social media perspective is super helpful.
Yeah, it really is.
Don't ignore your insights, guys. They're there for a reason.
Yeah.
And
what just created her own insights.
Was about understanding and finding your audience. You can't effectively do that without the analytics, without the information.
I mean, you can see the huge summary that Instagram gives you, but this was a really cool breakdown for us to see where, really specific. So, just the identifier of exactly how to contribute back to her audience and what made sense when. Did it make sense to split the account? Could she get better at balancing life and music? Because it was just all music at one point. It was overwhelming. It was exhausting.
I'm literally at that point right now. That's crazy.
So we have to let people like who she is, because people, as an artist, I may like your music, but I don't like you.
Happens.
Right? And I don't even know you. So why should I listen to your music?
Junior.
You know what I mean, girl.
Yeah. This is good because I'm
important. You're a person first. And so, again, everybody has their audience. So defining your audience by really holding true to who you are as a person, by demonstrating your music through who you are, is how it serves you. It serves you.
This is crazy. Now, you guys don't even know what you've done for me right now. That's crazy.
This is it. Talking time, right? I think especially now that social media is where it's at, and there are so many people that are just flocking to it more than ever because of the extra time that they have.
Yeah.
It's a great time for A/B testing.
Testing is perfect right now.
There's this article that I read about Netflix and their A/B testing and how they literally have different versions of movie posters that they use.
Oh yes.
Scrolling and through and through seeing what people actually end up clicking on, even though they're seeing the same movie.
Oh my God, that's what they're doing.
Right? It helps them better adjust their advertising and their promotion. So you could see, I don't know, what's a movie? Frozen.
I was gonna say,
no, right?
There's no movies out right now.
You could see a movie poster of Frozen that just has like the Frozen title and Olaf the snowman, and then you could see another Frozen poster that has the movie title and Elsa. Right? And depending on which one you actually end up clicking to watch the movie will tell them a lot about how
people are receiving
ingest.
Okay. And then it even follows through to like the toys that they're selling for the movie and the books and the characters. Wow, that's insane.
So
I bought it
this time to do testing.
I mean, do that. You can even do that for your merch.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, you are a business. When it comes to your business, it's business moves, but you're also still a person. So this is why I realize excessively how social media can be very sticky and tricky for an artist, because you're a person, but you're going by your artist name. And so when you go by your artist name, you better slap INC at the end of it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You are Tiffany. Tiffany could do whatever. Tiffany feels and sobs and cries and cusses and does whatever she needs to do when she needs to do it. But Tiffany don't have time for that, because it'll set you back. It'll set you back if you don't appropriate yourself in a certain light.
You know who's a perfect example? Sorry, but Beyonce, Sasha Fierce.
That's what I'm talking about. I was going to even say that. Ironically, too, if you do choose, like, if you hit the big time, don't act like somebody is not going to go back in the hands of time and try to find some bullshit you wrote to, like, defame your name. So be cognizant of the stones you're laying out in order to make the path you're setting.
Right.
Right?
You have control at the end of the day.
You do. And if you want to express something that Tiffany cannot, get a separate page, girl.
It's true. So it's really right now where I'm at is deciding if I want Tiffany to be part of the political, and I think I do, because the music is pretty political now too. So maybe I have so much to think about, you guys.
Yay!
Are you guys Virgos? Is it, no? You're Miss Carey's not a Virgo.
No, Scorpio.
Close.
Scorpio, right? What are you?
Me?
She's a Cancer.
I'm
Her
Cancer.
birthday's next week.
Didn't Tana Taylor just do a song about you? No, I'm just joking.
Oh my god.
Always my mind. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I do feel like social media has helped me in the sense. I don't know if it's helped everybody. I'm sure that there's a whole negative part of it too, where there's these people that are sitting at home and just tapping, just for fun, because you're bored and you wanna. There's a lot, I see a few comments here and there, especially with the whole BLM movement. That was like, why even bother saying your piece on here? You have your own pages that you can go and rant about. Why are you trying to start something over here? And it's like, just because you're bored, you just want to get a rise and fake accounts and stuff. Yeah.
But don't fall for it either, too, right?
Yeah.
There are some things that annoy you, but they are holding the worm out for you to take the bait. And then if you do, again, in the hands of time, it could bite you later.
Yeah.
Don't fall for it. Like,
we
people
are
allowed to express
for our own
opinion. But I mean, again, but that it's up to the persona that you're trying to create.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so if you want to be that aggressive individual, there are people that'll support that. Don't get it twisted. There's like, people love that. Don't get like, but you need to figure out where you're going and how you want to get there.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay. She's feeling good. She's feeling good.
Yay. That's good. Did you have any more questions for us?
I don't. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I learned so much. But I'm definitely going to be waking up early on Wednesday mornings now just to make sure I catch this.
Yeah, man. Come on.
I got to be back and watch it. Auntie? Smart man.
If you have any topics that you think would be good to discuss, send them to us.
Okay, for sure.
Hey, tell your friends. Ooh.
I'm going to tell all 5 of my friends.
All right, Mama. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, later. Bye.
All right, guys. Woo! We've had some good stuff today.
Yeah, like, I'm actually kind of glad people are feeling the same way I am. I don't feel alone anymore. I do. So many people are on, and I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, did you see that? Did you see this? Did you see that?" And I'm like, no, I didn't see it. I can't lie. I am choosing times in my day not to be on social media on purpose. So yes, I'm missing some stuff, and no, I'm not missing it out of my life.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because of the inundatedness.
That's a lot.
It is. Mm-hmm. I don't even feel like sometimes I can even support the content I want to give back, because there's so much of stuff that I just don't feel like my content will even fit.
Oh, interesting.
But over the last couple of weeks, I'm kind of like, I don't care. I'm gonna make it fit.
Yeah.
So I'm back to going through it again and mapping out my content.
It's funny because I don't go looking for certain information because I know it's going to find me regardless. Going back to what Vontae was asking, how do we stay in the loop of things? I'm grateful that I have friends that literally just send me, I guess, the really impactful stuff that kind of floats around and goes viral.
Do you repost that?
No. For the most part, no.
Okay.
Because I kind of, like, for me personally, most of the content that I post is more like lovey-dovey stuff and just things that immediately strike my positive chords, kind of like with you, you know? So if I ingest something that made me feel negatively, the likelihood of me reposting it is slim to none unless I can flip it in such a way that there's like an impactful call to action. Okay. So for example, the other day I found out somebody, not somebody I know personally, but like a friend of a friend, they got their camera bag stolen at an event. And it literally had everything that they use and that they need in order to do photography, videography, and all that kind of stuff. Like everything. Their livelihood in broad daylight. And the joke is they got the guy on video. Right? So
yeah, you post that.
I did, right. I posted that because obviously, like, I felt if I was in that situation, I would definitely want someone to post that for me too. And I couldn't imagine what I would have done if even just my laptop got stolen, let alone everything I needed to do
on
what
camera.
I do. Exactly.
You're damn right.
So something like that, even though it made me feel negatively, I posted it because I was hoping a positive would come out of it.
I got you.
Right?
That makes sense.
I don't spend a lot of time scrolling on social media on my timeline. I spend way too much time scrolling on my explore page. Because that is like a positive release for me because my explore page is full of like cute animals and babies. So, you know, I just like kiki. Aww. That's what I scroll. So there are more.
It's only because I know it so well. I'm like, oh my god, yeah. But I believe that.
But as a result of that, there are often a lot of times that my personal friends will be like, hey, did you see what I posted the other day? Or like, you know, I noticed that you didn't like my last post and da-da-da-da-da. And it's not because I didn't like it. It's because I actually didn't see it.
Oh, okay. So here's a question. If you are on your friend's page and you see a post that you do not like, do you double tap?
If I don't like it, I'm not double tapping. Yeah, no.
Cool. Support. I support that.
But if I see it and I like it, I'll double tap.
What if it's a picture of them and it's just like a horrible picture?
I'm not double tapping.
For real?
Yes, no. If it's a horrible picture, I'm not going to like it.
Okay.
If I've seen it.
Okay. Will you advise them?
Yeah.
Would you?
For sure. It would be like, okay, if you and I were going out and you were wearing something that really wasn't flattering on you, I'd be like,
no, but I've already posted it.
Yeah, of course I would tell you. Because I don't want
You'd
you
be like, Michelle, take that down?
I wouldn't tell you to take it down. It's up to you if you want to take it down. But I would definitely let you know it's not the most flattering picture.
You know what? I appreciate that. But the judgment.
There's no judgment. It's just, I have my opinions and I would want you to be seen in the most positive light. So I would imagine that me being like one of your best friends, if I see something of you and I'm kind of like, that's not really your best side, I can only imagine there's got to be someone else that might think the same. Okay. And I would want you to know so that if you decide, yeah, maybe she's right, because maybe it's just you didn't see something that I saw. So if you decide that you agree with that opinion, then it's up to you whether or not you want to do something about it.
Okay. Now, because we're so tight, I could understand your comfortability.
Yeah.
Would you do that with or for somebody who you don't have that same comfort level, but you're working with them?
If I'm working with them, yes. Because if I'm working with them, they are now, for lack of a better word, an extension of me.
Gotcha.
Because I'm associated with them. If it's, for example, if I'm doing someone's social media and they give me a picture of something that I don't think represents them in the best light, it's literally my job to tell them, that's not really the best content. Do we have something else? Okay. If they still want to post it, that was their decision. But the fact that I at least made them aware that I'm not, because I have to control my reputation as well.
That is true.
You know?
That is true.
But I'm also very selective with who I work with. So.
That is also true.
Levels to it. Oh shucks, I had a question for you just now.
There was a comment there that yes.
I understand having a private and business account. At the same time, what's safe and appropriate to share on either? Everything is public, really, isn't it? Yes and no.
Yeah.
So, for example, when you have, it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier about the personal and the professional and whether or not they merge together. You know, if excuse me.
Nice.
If it's a situation where your personal actually contributes positively to the professional, I don't see a need to separate them. You know, your personal being your personal, you can post whatever you want to post, understanding that, yeah, if it's a public page, it's public. If it's a private page, then you have control who's digesting that information.
Because you have to accept them.
Exactly. So you should already be comfortable posting whatever it is that you want to post for that audience. It goes back to knowing your audience, understanding who you're speaking to. If Michelle only speaks Spanish and I'm talking to her in English, well, that's counterproductive. Because she's not going to understand what I'm saying to her.
But there is a translation.
I mean, there is. However,
I got you. No, I got you.
Right.
Okay.
So in the event of having two pages, understanding your audience is first and foremost.
Key.
Yes.
That's key.
Once you understand your audience, you'll understand what content should and could be posted on each platform. Fanny says, if you don't like, I pretend I don't see it. If I don't like, I pretend I don't see it. Got you. I just advise of the perception you might be giving and let you go on with it. Exactly. For now, I keep my Snapchat private and Insta public. Would you suggest having a business Snapchat though? Here's the thing. Who's looking at your stuff on Snapchat? Again, audience. Who is your audience on Snapchat? Personally, I think Snapchat's on its way out. But Snapchat does have its own demographic that actually is on that platform religiously. So, yeah, I mean, if you think that you have a professional audience on Snapchat, I'd say go on with it. But I do feel like the Snapchatters are a significantly younger demographic, similar to TikTok, you know. But
agreed.
I think that TikTok has a more niche market for the older demographic now, just because of its capabilities. Snapchat, in my experience, mind you, I don't use Snapchat very much, so I can't really speak too much on it, but I feel like it's pretty limited in terms of its capabilities. So, yeah. Yes?
Aren't the conversations a little different too, via the different social platforms?
100%.
So,
for example, Twitter. And this is always an interesting conversation I have with people when the topic of platforms come up. So Twitter is a very powerful, it is such a powerful platform, but it ain't for everybody. Twitter is a conversational platform. So if you are not ready to put out text and conversational content where you can actually sit there and go back and forth with somebody and chat with somebody or your fans, don't bother with Twitter, because that is what people are there for. Very different from Instagram, for example. Instagram is pictures and videos, you know? So having long captions on Instagram, it's a hit or miss. If your audience likes to read, if you know that they will take value from the text on Instagram, then yes, you can do that. However, just know that people on Instagram are there for the visuals. So you cannot get upset if they didn't read your shit.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
Like, that's facts.
Not sure if you answered this already, but how do you find your audience? That is a great question. I don't think we've answered that yet. Michelle, do you want to tackle that first?
How do you find your audience? Well, I guess it depends on who you are, what you do. I hate to say it like that.
That's true.
But sure, fashion closet. Okay. So who's your audience? If you had a bricks and mortar, who would your audience be?
Okay, here's a question. Actually, Sheila, do you want to jump on with us really quickly?
Yeah,
I was just going to say that, Monte.
Yeah.
Sheila, can you chat with us? It'd be much easier than going back and forth like this. Is
Yeah.
she still here? There she is.
We're gonna add you, Sheila, because this is a good one.
Yeah. And I don't think we have much time left in this live. I actually can't see the timer because of our thingy, but come on, Sheila.
Is she coming?
I hope so.
It is early, so people are like, dude,
I know, right? It's okay. I'm sure you look fine. Come on, Sheila. Maybe request to be in our live. Sometimes it doesn't work when we add people.
Okay.
Let's. Oh, there she is.
Hey. Okay, hey you guys. I can't show my face right now. I just woke up. I look up.
That's exactly what
That's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, we're kiboshing her, man.
I look a hot mess right now.
All
right, so
I'm sure you don't, but we'll respect.
We'll still go here.
So, thank you so very much.
Michelle has a question.
Oh, all right. So my page is mostly about fashion because I am a stylist, and I also do personal styling for movies and artists and things like that. So that's basically what my niche is and what I've been doing, right? Like in my personal life. And so therefore I have a blog that says all that. However, it's like whenever I'm posting, I'm not reaching the audience that I want to reach. So mostly I would like to reach people in the industry that are looking for stylists or actors and actresses or those that are doing music video and need a visual person to help them set it up. However, how do I reach that audience? Where are they?
Where are they? No, I'm going to let you take that.
Okay.
Yeah, no
problem. All right. So one thing
that's your demographic too.
One thing that I always suggest to people when I start working with them for social media is for them to look at their competitors' accounts or people who do similar things to them. You know, by doing that, you can already see who is actually interested in that topic or that category, right? Because they're already following somebody else doing that. So that's one way to do it. Look at their followers. Also look at the kind of hashtags that they're using. So if you kind of model your social media after somebody else who's already doing what you do successfully, it kind of cuts, it's like a shortcut. You know, from there, you would have to do your beta testing. So once you understand who your ideal customer is, then you have to start thinking about what type of person is this? How do they think? You know, where would they normally chill on social media? What kind of environments do they like to go to? And then you have to continue reverse engineering it until you find what works for you. So it's a lot of trial and error, but the best place to start is where your competitors already have success.
Sounds great. That was beautiful. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that.
No problem. So what kind of content do you find has been most successful for you thus far?
Well, mostly videos. I think usually I also do blog posts where I put a lot of instruction on how to put outfits together. Okay. And I find that a lot of my audience, they appreciate that little time where they get to read. I make it really fun and engaging and add a lot of humor into that. And so it's almost like tea time with me when we talk fashion, and I, you know, so I present it like tea time, and I'm, you know, and I add little funny jokes like, hey, it's tea time with me, grab your popcorn, and we're about to dish this out. And so throughout the post, I'll add a little bit of humor, so something they could read to relax.
Okay.
And so that fashion is not like so straight, but more relaxed. It's something that, you know, define your personality and who you are. And I just want them to sense that. So I notice whenever I do a blog post, they're most likely to run and read the blog post and forget to like the post on Instagram or to share it. So it's like, it's helpful to the blog, but it's counterproductive to the actual Instagram page.
Okay.
Would you support a campaign then to kind of condition people to?
I was actually just going to make a suggestion.
Yeah,
so
I'm at poker right now.
Have you done anything like in retail, like the live broadcasts?
Well, the thing is, I want to create a voice for myself. I do understand the part that there are a lot of people out there doing this already and it's working for them. However, my approach is different.
Okay.
And I want to be genuine on my Instagram. And so therefore, if I were to do something like that, it would have to be something fun. It's not something that's been done before. And so usually my thing is, what time do I post? Because then I'll do a live and only, 2 people show up.
Okay.
So, and it's like, is that really productive?
I'm gonna, something just came to my mind, and you may or may not want to try it, but I think it might be super fun for you. A good way to find your audience and to really best utilize social media is to add value to other people.
Yeah.
And I know it's really difficult to monetize that sometimes. However, the more value that you add without expecting anything in return makes people more willing to want to tune in. So something that you might be able to try is maybe get handpick or maybe put out a post asking people who want assistance with styling their closet, right? Or maybe making suggestions of an overhaul. And you can literally just come on live broadcast with a couple of random people. They come on live, they show you their closet, and you can help them put some outfits together and make suggestions as to some new items that they could purchase to kind of give their closet a mini overhaul, right? So that is now a live in-person example of your amazing services. And you can still have that personability with them, cracking the jokes and, making it a more light experience than what, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but, choosing an outfit to go out anywhere from my own closet is like, holy cow, what am I going to wear today? Yes. It gets overwhelming sometimes. So, right. I don't know, it might be fun.
Yeah, that's actually an awesome idea. I'll definitely look into that. I can definitely do that.
And I mean, you can pre-record that too. It doesn't have to be live. I just suggest it as a live broadcast because it will help you also expand your audience, because the people of the person that you bring into the live, they might come in.
That's right.
And, they're people that you wouldn't have had access to prior to.
True. That's very true.
It's so funny. That immediately came to my head when
I figured it.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm gonna give that to you.
Synergy.
I love it.
That was so very informative. You ladies are awesome.
Thank you, Sheila.
It was a great question.
Yeah, thank you. You guys are a breath of fresh air. This is my first time coming to your page. I had to take a picture so I can remember and follow you later.
Yes, please. We're here every Wednesday morning, 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time, depending on where you are.
Okay, perfect. So whenever I'm there, I'll definitely join you live.
Sounds like a plan.
Don't
Sheila,
be a stranger. It was nice meeting you.
Have a fantastic day. And good luck. All the best.
Thank you. Same to you. The best to you as well. Have a great day.
You too, Mama. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was fun. I love meeting new friends.
That's it. That's exactly. This is it. You know what I mean? Like, ironically, even though social media is such a personal thing, ironically, it's crazy what happens when you do groupthink.
Yeah.
Because you can come up with content.
Right.
I think this is why even when I start to stockpile that artist's content and then divvy it out, we were able to kind of groupthink it and identify exactly where her content was going.
Yeah.
Versus just kind of pick and grab and throw. And so I can see the benefit. Her followers have gone up, comments have gone up, engagement's gone up. Even partitioning into the community side of things, it was easy to do. Amazing. And the followers have moved. So yeah, it's
a really great strategy, actually.
Thanks. It was like, okay, let's identify something that worked for, and considering even the captions were a little bit of an issue because I like doing captions, or I'm relatively good at it. I started it.
Okay.
And now, since then, that individual has taken over the captions.
Oh, perfect.
And they're really good. They're so good. Yay. So sometimes groupthink is great. I actually, a couple of years ago when we did a workshop with iLife, what I thought you did was really, really cool with that workshop. You had everybody take out their Instagram page and have everybody else look at it, and then had people identify how that page made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can do that with your own friends. Just select 5 individuals and say, go on my page. Just take a quick gamble. Just kind of scroll down a couple of lines. Don't have to go through the whole entire thing. But what do you get from that? What is it?
What you think?
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about the content? What do you think about the pictures, the quality?
Yeah.
Is it me? What vibe does it give you? Give me 5 words that you can identify with when it comes to my page. And they're kind of speaking your brand. Or they're also helping you gauge whether you're in the right direction or need a little bit of, just massaging to kind of figure it out. So utilize the people that are supporting you in order to identify that you're going in the right direction when it comes to your content.
Ask them to be unbiased and objective and as honest as possible, and be ready for the answers.
Yeah.
So we are basically out of time for today, guys. Unfortunately, we can't take any more live requests, but we're back next Wednesday at 11 a.m. So please join us then. We love it when you guys come on and chat with us. So set your alarms. We'll announce the topic for next week very shortly. But if you have anything in particular that you would like us to discuss,
let us know.
Let us know. Send us a DM.
Because we're talking to you, for you, because of you. So, let us know.
So this will be, as well as part 1, it'll be on our IGTV. If you or if anybody else wants to watch back, send it to them. If you have any additional questions, feel free to put them in the comments. We will try our best to get back to them. Okay? That's all we got for today, I think.
That's it.
All right, guys.
That's it.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Fantastic day, guys. Be great, always.
We'll
Stay
see you
amazing.
next Wednesday.